welcome to the basic kettlebells. So we're going to be going through kettlebell swings today. With a kettlebell swing, the reason why I want to go through the basics of this one is because normally with the swings, there tends to be a lot of this happening, so lower back against the back's taking a lot of the pressure, or when you come through the top, this is happening. So again, lower back starts to kick in, your core's not working, and it's not a very good structure for you. So going back to class, when we're talking about your breathing and when I ask you to lift, so when I say for you, as you lift your car seat, making sure that you blow before you go. So you breathe out before you lift, yeah? So as we breathe out, same with the band aspect here. So if I've got the band, I take a nice deep breath in, I breathe out, pelvic floor lift, and I pull the band. That way, I'm protecting my pelvic floor and into my core. The more I hold my breath as I do something, remember, it's just going to be causing pressure here, which will be causing downward pressure there. So we want to encourage that lift, so it's functional with functional work. We want to encourage that lift of the pelvic floor as you breathe out and into your core. How we're going to begin is we're going to use a stick. So this is a mobility stick. If you've got a broomstick handle, if your broom, your mop, whatever unscrews, if it doesn't, then just don't hold on to the nasty bits. But from here, we're gonna put the stick attached to your head, your shoulders, the top of your shoulder blades, and then the top of your bum. So the stick is there and it's going to stay there. From here, I'm going to soften my knees and I'm going to hinge backwards. So I'm going to hinge here and then I breathe out to rise it up. I'm going to hinge back, I breathe out, rise it up. So my head's staying in line. I'm not keeping my head up. I'm trying to keep my head in line. So my head is attached to the stick, my back, and my lower back and bum is attached still too. So from here, I hinge back, so knees soft, hinge, the stick still attached to me, then I breathe out, pelvic floor lift as I come up. Hinge back, breathe out. If I was to allow my hips to go too far, the stick comes off my back, and we don't want that to happen. So we want to stay here, we hinge, we breathe out, pelvic floor lift, and back up. The reason why I say using the stick is because that then helps with your posture. So if you struggle to keep the stick there, I want you to keep doing this with the stick until you've got that right. So each day I want you to go through 10 rounds, 3 times over, just trying to see if you can get that movement. So it's a hinge, we breathe out to rise it up. Hinge back, breathe out, pelvic floor, rise it up. That's your movement there. If you find that that's okay, we're going to start with some kettlebells. So I'm going to pick my kettlebell up, I'm going to breathe out as I lift it. I'm going to bring it back into view. So from here, we're going to go into some hinges first. So shoulders back, shoulders down. I'm going to squat to lift it. And then I'm going to hinge. I'm going to bring the kettlebell in between my feet. I breathe out, rise it up. We hinge, breathe out, rise it up. Hinge, breathe out, rise it up. So my head stays in line. My bum goes backwards. My knees are soft. So the difference here, this is a squat. I'm not coming downwards, and I'm not keeping my legs as straight as possible because then I start to lean forward a bit more. From here, it is a hinge, bum goes back, knees slightly bent. So bum pushes backwards, we breathe out. That kettlebell is staying in between my legs. If you see it disappears behind my knees, I breathe out, think core at the top. So again, no overextension. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and bring some hip thrust into it. So the power with the kettlebell, the lift of the kettlebell should actually come from your glutes and hamstrings. It comes from the power of your hips, okay? A lot of people tend to be here, so leaning forwards, it comes too low, or actually trying to lift with the arms. I don't want you to lift with the arms. Obviously your arms are working, and the good thing about the kettlebell is it works your core, it works your arms, but the main thing it works is your posterior chain, so it works the back of your body, which is your weaker side, okay? It's the bit that we want to get stronger, so everyone wants to try and get nice strong glutes, and this is how we're going to work, okay? So shoulders back, shoulders down, knees are soft. I'm going to aim for my arms to come in between my legs here. So the reason why I keep the kettlebell out in front is from here, that's where my first swing is going to become. So I'm going to lean, so my bum's gone back, my back is nice and straight, head's in line. From here I'm going to breathe out as I lift. I'm going to drive from those hips. So shoulders back, shoulders down, no higher than those shoulders that the kettlebell goes up. We breathe out, push back, think core. hinge back, breathe out as you drive. Push back, squeeze those glutes, think core at the top. Each push, breathe out, core. Breathe out. With each swing, your knees are soft, push back, drive from those hips. So if I was to show you from the front, let me just tie my hair back quickly. Remember, shoulders back, shoulders down. As I lift that kettlebell, I'm going to push back, no higher than your shoulders. Breathe out, push back, squeeze those glutes, think core that way up. You breathe out as you drive from those hips. So as that kettlebell comes through, you breathe out, think pelvic floor, front to back, pull into that core. When you come down, so again, not looking down too far. You want to keep your head in line, your head staying in that position. Breathe out as you rise up. So that's your beginner basics. It's gone through pretty quickly there. So at any point you're like, oh, I'm still not quite right about that, I don't feel right with that, then go back to the basic, the start again. So just keep going with each stage until you feel confident, and then move on. If you have any other issues, you have my number, contact me and we can go through it. Good luck.